Hello world and welcome to Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. This is one of the games I've been so excited to play, and I'm so glad I can finally play it for YouTube. Let's see, it has been a while since I actually played and beat this game, and we're going to be going from beginning to end, meaning we're going to go from literally the very beginning all the way up through the story. We're going to do the extra stuff. We're going to be Ultima, Omega, the Dark Aeons, as well as Penance. And I'm just going to make a disclaimer here and now. I may disappoint a lot of people who are going to be watching this. I am not above cheating and or using the in-game boosters that come with the Steam version. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be offended by that, and I apologize. There's just certain things that I can and can't do when it comes to this game. The things I know I can do. A lot of the story, or if not the entire story, like the main story, I can beat Ultima, I can beat Omega. It might take me some strategy and some guides to beat the Dark Aeons, but I can do them. I don't know for sure about any of the Monster Arena things. I will show off, like, individually how to fight them and stuff. Oop. And we're going back to the thing, but anyway. So the only thing that I most likely will not be able to do is max out all of my characters. I simply cannot do that on my own. One, it'll take up way too much time. Two, there's a lot of setup to maxing out my characters. Three, kind of going with the first one, it just isn't worth it to max all of your characters, because the only time you'd ever really need it is to fight Penance. And with the strategy that I have going, I won't have to max out every skill or every stat, but I will have to do some grinding and stuff in order to get me to where I need to be to fight Penance. I don't know how much I'm going to be customizing weapons, so I probably won't give myself all the items. I'll just gather them over time, and unfortunately, when it actually does come to making weapons and armor, that's when I'll have to use the all-item booster. And the only other thing that I simply cannot do, or at least I haven't been able to do on my own, is get all the celestial, I guess, sigils and crests. I've been able to do it on my own before, but the lightning dodger one, I can't do that again. I can show a trick how to do it, but I am not going to... Well, maybe I will. It depends on how I feel by the time we get up there. I am definitely going to do Blitzball. However, again, with the grinding stuff, I'm not going to actively grind or continuously play games. I might do it like during my downtime and show a few games here and there, but it's going to be way too much time. And I simply cannot sit here. Not that I'm too busy otherwise to do any of this extra stuff. I let that go on again. Forgive me. Not that I'm too busy to do all this extra stuff. More so, I've beaten this game on the PS2, on the PS3, on the PS Vita. I've beaten it so many times, I can't even list all the times that I've beaten it. The amount of times I played it, the amount of times I've beaten it, the amount of times I've played and beat the original international version. I don't want to say I'm a professional or expert on this game, but I know, like, almost all the stuff off the back of my hand. I know what to do, where to go, how to do it, and stuff like that. And I just want to play it the way I want to play it, and, you know. But yeah, I guess that's it. Again, I'm sorry if you do witness any cheating in this game. I'm putting a disclaimer here and now. I apologize for it. I hope some people will understand. But I am going to play it as much as I can without cheating as much as I can. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into the game. Here we go. Oh, and we are definitely going to do the expert sphere grid. Or sphere grid, however you want to say it. Expert sphere grid. You cannot switch for... Yes, that's the one I want. Now, I know there's some debate with the music here, too. Some like the new arranged one. Others like the original. I do notice a difference between the two, but for the sake of the HD version, we'll go with arranged. It's not that much worse. Yes. Here we go.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
You know, say what you will about Titus and... No, this is my story crap. I always love that opening intro. Like, the scenery is beautiful, the music was beautiful. It had a very sad and yet conflicting tone going for it. Almost like they know where they're going, what they're going to do next, but they don't necessarily want to. Our main hero, ladies and gentlemen. Wave to the crowd. And for some reason, whenever I get this game started, I always want to look back at the boat. I don't know why, but I think it has to do with the city. For those who haven't played this before, that is a beautiful city. Yeah, beautiful! All joking aside, that is a gorgeous view. Especially in the PS2 version, like, that was an amazing view back then. Side note, this is actually the first Final Fantasy game I ever played, so this is definitely one of my favorites, and it rates very high in my mind. Let's talk to this guy. He looks a little odd.
The game tonight. It's very important.
Uh-huh. Okay, what about these three?
Can you sign this?
No problem.
I never learned how to sign. Oh, wait. Titus. You know, I call it Titus. Other people call it Titus. Titus doesn't sound right. Titus sounds right because it sounds like tide, as in the ocean, as in water. And Titus's whole theme revolves around water, so Titus. Yes.
Alrighty.
Me too!
Take it easy.
Sorry about that. Anyway, let's talk to this lady here.
I've been a big fan of yours from the very beginning.
I won't let you down.
Thanks!
That's a lie. I'm gonna let her down so hardcore. Now, you can talk to the rest of the people. They don't really say stuff. Some of them aren't even voice acted. After you talk to these three, talk to these two girls, or vice versa. It doesn't matter as long as you talk to these two groups.
Can I have your autograph?
Of course.
Good luck tonight!
Nothing to worry about. Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
He's blocking the front row! Fifth from the right!
Got it.
And after that little thing,
Well, gotta go. Cheer for me.
2, 3... Teach us how to blitz!
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight, well,
You can't tonight.
I mean tomorrow.
Promise?
Promise.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, checked, gone, vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest fan. I knew how sad he'd be. Heck, we all were that day. Zanar, I says to myself, what are you thinking? I went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jack all night. My dad and I never talked so much. Whoa, didn't mean to reminisce, folks. Anyway, 10 years later, the Jack Memorial Cup tournament is today. The two teams that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Abes from A East and the Duggles from C South. I know there's a lot of people out there today to see the star of the Abes. In just 1 year, he's become the team's #1 player.
I was gonna let this announcer
He's
like
Jack's blood
talk
and
over the
new
scene,
hope of Blitzball.
and I was gonna stay silent,
Kinda
but
super play will he show
you know
us
what?
today?
Whatever. Yeah, what I just did is I went up to that
Legendary
girl dressed
shot.
in pink. She's usually
I
right
don't
down
think
here.
I'm the only one excited here,
Um,
folks.
She'll ask for some tickets or mention the tickets. Say you got her covered, and she'll give you 2 free potions for later. I didn't learn that trick until, like, I don't know, sometime
Make way.
after I played the PS2 version for, like, quite some time.
Sorry.
When I originally played, I didn't have a walkthrough or anything.
Hey, I'm gonna be late. Hey, let go of me.
So I think I'm going to try my best to stay quiet during certain cutscenes, but others like what we just saw there were, you know, I'll be quiet now. probably the major thing I love about this game is simply the music. Like, I was in love with that song when it first came out, and I had no idea who made it, who wrote it, who sang it. Like, I knew nothing, but I knew I just had to get that song somehow. And we can finally play the game.
Orin! What are you doing here?
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
Hey, he was waiting for me. He can't help any of the people on the ground, but, you know, he can wait for me. Dumb old man. Okay, that's okay.
Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
What the? Hey, wait! Hey, not this way.
Look. We called it sin.
Sin?
Take it. A gift from Jet.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
I mean, he only just got the sword. Of course he knows how to use it.
These ones don't matter. We cut through.
And at this point, I usually like to ignore Orin's advice. He keeps saying just cut the ones that matter and run. A direct quote he'll say later on, but, you know, you can either follow his instructions or just do whatever. Now, the gameplay for some people might be really boring because it's basically just scroll through the menu, click the one you want, and do whatever. And they kind of become exact clones of the characters, I mean.
Cut the ones that matter and run.
They start to become exact clones of each other later on. Because, like, all you have to do is just attack with all of them when their stats are maxed out, and... Or maxed out, I mean. I don't know if I said that. Anyway. When their stats are maxed out later, all they do is attack and kill. Most of the time. But you know what? I like this over most Final Fantasies because... And I'm on purpose talking. I let go of the controller. As you can see, the fiends are not attacking me. It's turn-based. That's basically what I'm trying to say, and I absolutely love it for that. Because you can take your time, you can formulate your strategy, and plan accordingly in case things goes right or wrong. And I absolutely love that about this game. It helped me get into the franchise when I was a kid. And that's because I could never actually get into the constant flowing battle mechanics like 7 and 8 did, where almost no matter what you did, the game would still keep going, monsters would attack you, and you could end up being dead before you make an appropriate decision on how to end the battle, basically. With this, you can take as long as you want, as long as one Either as long as the monsters die, or as long as you die, whichever one comes first. I just like taking my time to formulate my plan, and this game does it pretty well. And this is where we learn about overdrives.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
Okay. You can pause and read that if anybody wants to, but I'll just basically show off Orange. Now, because I'm using a PS4 controller plugged into my PC, I don't know how the input's going to read. I'm hoping it'll read the actual controller buttons. If it does, I'm good. If it reads the Xbox controllers setup with the program that I use, I might be okay. If it's the keyboard, I'm screwed. Or if it's just reading generic pad input, then I'm still screwed, but only one way to find out. Okay, I read that as the Xbox controller. No, it didn't. I have no idea. I think that was a keyboard, but somehow I read it right. What do I know? After that, you just keep attacking. He'll use a demi, and Titus will be as overdrive as well. Now, this is the one I can never nail perfectly. Right now, at his base swordplay limit break, overdrive, that's one thing. I can nail that like 90% of the time. The others, though, it starts to... You'll see what happens when I learn more. To give you a good sample of what it is we're going to be dealing with. There. That's not so bad. And the faster you actually nail it in that middle part, the more damage he'll do before time is up. I think Titus will do less damage the closer the timer is to actually counting down. And if it goes down to 0 before you get the right input, he'll do minimum damage. Okay. And the trick to this boss is, like I said, just keep attacking it. It'll only use Demi, which will take away 1/4 of your character's HP, and only of their current HP. Meaning, it'll do less and less damage the less amount of HP your party has. Demi will never kill. It cannot kill. So all you do in a battle like this is just keep attacking over and over again until the boss dies. And this boss only knows Demi, so there's literally no way for you to lose this battle. It is impossible. And one more strike should kill it. When all the tentacles are gone, it has that long appendage. It has that one part up there that's left over, so one more strike. There you go. Like I say, there is no way to lose this battle. You will always win, of course, because it's the part of the main story and it's part of basically part of the beginning tutorial. You get no experience or items from that for obvious reasons. And something I didn't notice when I first played this game originally, there's a save point right here. I always just ran by this and thought the first save point was in the next part. But if we save it here, and as you can see, I have 2 save points. I gotta be honest, I don't remember why. I know there's a specific reason for it, given the dates and the time. I just don't recall why. But I think what we're going to do is just... I don't remember what those are, so we're going to do a new save. And saves, of course, don't take up that much memory. So every time we save, we're going to do a new save in a new slot. So if we go back, continue on this path, and there should be one more battle.
What are you laughing at, old man? Aaron, let's get out of here.
We're expected.
Huh? Give me a break, man.
Okay, in this battle, I've heard a rumor that, and I've never confirmed this, that you could spend your time here and actually get Titus's overdrive up and learn more. And the way to learn more is basically have Titus use his overdrive over and over and over again until he learns the next one. You can technically do that here because the enemies will not stop spawning. They don't do much damage to you, so your overdrive gauge will go up a bit slower, but it is possible apparently. I've attempted it once, and come on, get over it. Why can't I? Why? Let's. Oh, okay. I've attempted it once, and my game froze on the PS2 version, so I was never able to do it. You can try it at home if you want. There's different ways you can play this game, of course. I won't go over them all, and I'm not gonna do any of the challenges or anything, but you know, if you have this game, try it out. Like, try out any of the challenges, do different things, and see for yourself what you like and what you don't like. But yeah, this part of the game, just keep attacking the fiends until Orin says something. And go after the ones that say wings start to flicker, because they'll just use spines and they'll deal massive damage.
This could be bad. That. Knock it down.
What?
Trust me, you'll see.
Now you can follow Orin's advice here, or you can have one attack the wings and one attack the machine. To get over with faster, you can attack the machine, but I just go after the wings because I don't like spines. I don't know if you get any experience from this battle. I don't think you do at all, so it doesn't really matter what you do as long as it progresses the story, but you know, that's whatever. Wings start to flicker. And if you look on the right where it shows Orin's and Titus's faces, you can actually see the order of turns that come up. Orin is right now, Titus is next. That particular fiend, Monster B, is after Titus. And the one with the fluttering wings is F, so we'll kill F. Now Titus should be next. He'll attack the machine. And I think it's at maybe this point I'll just go all out. Oh, Monster B. Yeah, why not? The thing you might be noticing is the monsters, I keep calling them monsters, fiends, whatever. The enemies always, well not always, but constantly skip turns and very occasionally attack. So you don't even have to worry about them if you don't want to. But I think it's at this point I'm just going to go all out on that machine. There you go.
Go.
Orin! Orin!
You are sure? This is it. This is your story.
Hey. Hey!
My old man?
Somehow we're underwater, and that object that's in front of Titus that we can't see is on fire. Fuck logic. Okay, now we just have to swim down here and come right over here to Titus's father. Jacked. Wait a minute, that's a little boy.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore. Anybody there? Oren! Hey!
I'm calling it now. That bird and those birds are either meant to be super bosses that were left out of the game, or as a messenger of death. Goddamn birds. I'm going a little bit over time, but I think this is going to be like a super duper long episode in terms of how I want the series to play out. So we'll just keep going until the first not checkpoint, first save point. But for right now, I kind of want to explore the area and kind of show off a few tidbit of things, and as well as a few treasures. Now if we go over here, nothing, I forget. This is a kind of odd thing right now, but I'll show you right now. Something is written here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what that says in that language. I know it says Makalania.
What do we have here? Nope, can't read it.
Huh. If only we had little books I could translate it letter for letter. That would be so helpful. Anyway, if you come to this chest, you get 200 gil. Gil is the currency in just about every Final Fantasy, if not every Final Fantasy. I want to say there's a couple that don't actively use Gil, but I could be wrong. I usually play like the main core games, like, you know, 7, 8, 10, 12. Me and my sister recently played 15, and that was something. Not good, but not horrible. I shouldn't even say not good. It was actually pretty fun. Anyway, if you come over here to this sphere, Introduction to Al Bhed, if you play this game for the first time, you don't have anything to do with the Al Bhed language at first. You have to go around the world as the game unfolds, and you'll find more and more primers, or little book-looking things, that'll reveal letter by letter what specific words in the Al Bhed language spell out. And eventually, when you get all the letters of the alphabet, like, when you got all the primers for the alphabet, you'll be able to understand Al Bhed anything. And it'll go from the pale blue that we saw earlier on that circle thing to bright red, almost pink looking letters. And that will be the translation. If you get only pieces of the alphabet, it'll be a mixture of both colors, indicating which ones you still need versus which ones you currently have. And if you find these little spheres, use previously saved Al Bhed primer data to synthesize a new Al Bhed primer. And this is where, if you've played the game already and you're playing it for a second or third or fourth or 100th time, if you've gotten all the Al Bhed primers on a previous save, like I did on these two here, Load the file. Loading. Synthesize from other save data. Oh, no. Synthesize from only one save data. Successfully loaded. Compile. And Master Linguist. Although I'm not sure why I got that achievement now. But anyway, if you look here, make sure it's sorted because I'm OCD like that. Go to key items, scroll all the way down. You have Albed Primer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get the idea. All the way up to 26. And you've got all letters from A to Z in Albed. So what that means is, if you come across anything Albed, you have completely translated it to the English language. Now, if you come over here, you get 2 potions from that chest. And now that we know the Albed language, we're going to go back over to that dial thing, and we are going to go through these ruins. Come on, Titus. We're going to go over here and finally translate what it says. Now, just to give a tiny bit of spoilers, it doesn't make any sense for right now to new players. And even to expert ones or experienced ones like me, it doesn't make any sense why it's here either, but let's read it. Something's written here. In the land where bolts of light illuminate the blackest night, with Makalanya behind, the 4th pillar you sight. Look not on the left, but on the right. Now, what that's saying is, I actually forgot exactly what it means, but spoilers, skip ahead like 5 seconds if you don't want to hear the answer to this age-old thing. Okay. Now, what it's saying is, I think it's a hint to either one of the celestial weapons, or it's a password that you can get for the airship later on, which will tell you basically where to go for special items or celestial items and stuff like that. Okay, spoiler over. I moved a little bit, so people might get a little confused if they jump ahead, but it's whatever. Okay, so if we go up here, we go on to the next screen, and there's a save point. So we're going to go ahead and save it here on the new slot. And I think that's going to be it for this episode. Wow, this is actually bringing back some memories. I played it not last year, like earlier this year. But it's been a while, so there's some things I might forget, some things I might remember. But it's always an amazing ride to play this game over and over. I absolutely love it. And on that note, thank you everybody for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep playing this. I'm going to make more episodes. With our new schedule, it's going to be 1 video every day instead of the usual 2. But I'm going to keep playing this, and we're going to make sure we beat this to its entirety. And if I feel like it, I might upload 2 episodes at a time, or get this out alongside another video, just so I have something that's ongoing, as well as my usual upload. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, world!